All right, what's going on, y'all? Back again. Told you I'd post some more videos. Welcome back again if you're following me and I've piqued your interest in some way, shape, or form. Today I'm going to kind of go over the first big issue we've had in the past year, and it's not really anything super crazy, but fun nevertheless, right? Chasing the trail at 12 volts, as people would say, is not the most ideal thing to do, especially if you're not electronically or mechanically inclined. Can be daunting, intimidating, but you can do it, and it's not as hard as you think if you break it down into simple steps. Always start with the smallest problem or troubleshooting issue and work your way up the chain. Hopefully not too far up, but if you take it slow and methodically, trust the process, follow the process, you'll find the problem, and then you'll be able to determine whether or not you're capable yourself of making the repair, or if you need to hire additional assistance to help you safely get your coach back up and running. Now we live full-time in our rig, so we don't move around a whole lot, mainly because I work out here and I'm stationed out here, so we kind of plant our roots and let them grow for a little bit. We don't jump around as much as others, but I want to be as transparent and as thorough as I can with you guys, and all the troubleshooting that I've done and where it's led me to this point. So flip the camera around and I'll talk some more about what I've done, where I'm at, and what we're doing in the process. So we have a Lippert ground control system, 6-point leveling system, and as a lot of people know, it can be a pain in the butt to deal with. Every system can. Electronics in general can all fail and give you issues. Our last jack's back over here under our abundance of toys and the mess we have out here. So we have a 6-point leveling system. Control module for that system is right up there, and I'll get to that in just a minute. And then you guys, some of you have the touchscreen inside of your rig, or the remote like we do, to control the leveling system. But I personally always like to be as close as I can and be able to see everything when we're leveling the rig out. There's our control module. Basically what happened was we went to auto level, and this front left jack down here, you got that common jack error with the LCI ground control systems. A lot of times you can clear that fault by extending the jacks at least 6 inches out and manually retracting them back. Obviously you need to be attached with your truck for safety reasons before you do that, but yeah, that'll clear that jack error out. But that can also lead down another road of issues with the wiring and the communications between the control module itself and each individual jack, as you'll see when I get underneath up there and show you that control module. But basically what happened was this guy stopped working completely during the auto level system and would not respond to anything. So we leveled it out manually as best as we could, which, if you have a ground control system, you can get into the motors here and it'll focus. There we go, right there. Basically the socket extensions for your socket wrenches fits directly into that hole there, and you can manually raise or lower the jack up and down as needed. Make sure you're hooked up to your rig when you do this. Definitely don't want anything 16,000+ pounds come crashing down on you. So you grab your level, make sure you've got another set of hands and eyes out here as well, and you put the level inside the rig, old school, and level it out that way, left to right, front to back. Not a fun process. You definitely got to have some strength to get that, especially if that jack starts taking a load. Obviously the resistance creates an issue with the fluidity of the jack moving up and down. So what happened was, actually I'll open this back up, I manually stabilized the system, right? I determined, hey, this is faulty, not going to mess with it anymore. Manually stabilized with the level in the trailer, got the rig as stable as I could and level as I could, which was pretty good. We've got a 42'7" coach, so I did take my level measurements in several portions of the rig to ensure that continuity of levelness throughout the entire rig was attained as best as possible. If you got a shorter rig, you might not need to take as many level measurements, but anyways, got it level, disconnected the rig, and gave Lippert a call. And they walked me through there. By the way, Lippert is amazing when it comes to their technical support and troubleshooting diagnostics. They are super patient, very thorough, and highly recommend giving them a call, regardless of what your issue is, because they'll help you straighten it out pretty fast and fairly simply. So what I did was took this motor off, disconnected it. This is a new harness, actually. I haven't had a chance to secure it back up here again, so that's why the conduit and the wiring is all laying everywhere. But right here, I disconnected these guys, and each harness is labeled for the particular leg, so you can't just buy any harness, and they're good about making sure you get the right part and part number, etc. So I disconnected this, took that off, brought it over to the right front side, and just disconnected the harness on the other side and hooked this guy up, powered the system up, hit the right front jack, and the motor responded. So motor is good, right? Cool. Lippert said, well, now we'll continue to follow the trail and test the batteries, obviously disconnect from shore power. That's their standard procedure to make sure that you're getting the correct voltage from the batteries to properly operate the system and get the most accurate readings in your multimeters. So I tested the batteries and then crawled underneath the coach in the storage compartment and got to work in the control module. Standard multimeter works. This guy did the job for us. 20 bucks at Harbor Freight or Amazon, wherever you want to grab it from, but would definitely recommend getting alligator clips. If you get a different multimeter that has these ports, if you can disconnect them and plug them in, would recommend getting a set of alligator clips if you're working by yourself. That way you can, free up your hands to do other things. And you definitely need another person to run these diagnostic tests, because they have to operate the system while you're in here monitoring the multimeter. So definitely need 2 people for that. So what I did was crawled up under here and take a look at this guy. Everybody's system is different. Ours is a 6-point system, so we've got 3 harnesses on the left side and 3 harnesses on the right side, and they are labeled with this particular system: left front, left middle, left rear, etc. for the right side. They had me run a test with the multimeter connecting to the power. These 2 capped wires here are what bring the power into the control module, and then the harness power is the same color, red and black, and then you've got your remote wire here that actually sends a signal from the panel to the control module to command each particular jack to level according to the auto level system, or if you manually level it. So I tested this, we were getting proper voltage. Then they had me disconnect the left front jack and the right front jack and swap those 2 around, hook those back up again. So I had the left front over here on the right front. Ran the same test again, turned the system on, commanded power from the right front, and the left front responded. So we checked all the fuses as well. All the fuses were good. Obviously it wouldn't work if the fuse was blown. So it came down to basically the something in this terminal on this left front, or something inside the motherboard failed, or was failing, or is not sending or receiving commands from the panel. So that was the end of our diagnostics there. We determined that that was the problem. Again, Lippert was really awesome and very thorough, explaining exactly what I needed to do. And you don't need a whole lot of electrical aptitude or mechanical aptitude. Basic understanding of running multimeter and properly getting your readings, getting good readings, solid readings, and ensuring that your equipment's working well when you're taking these readings. So now we're just waiting on the warranty company, because this bad boy here is about $560, give or take. Everyone is gonna have a different control module, different parts. There's so many different systems, it's like Legos. But we've got this guy on order hopefully here soon, and it's pretty plug and play. All 6 of these plugs will come out. I'll disconnect this, obviously disconnect the batteries before, and I'll do an install video too for it. Yeah, pop all the harnesses out, disconnect the wiring. The guy's held in with 4 screws, 2 on each side, and drop it down, plop the new one up, rewire everything, plug it back in, and it should be good to go. I did replace this left front harness because initially they had mentioned it's very rare, but sometimes the harnesses do fail. So I might as well just keep this guy. These guys on eTrailer, I got it, was about $200 after shipping per harness. So don't make the same mistakes I did and jump the gun on buying parts unnecessarily. Get through your diagnostics first and then come back and get the proper part, unless you feel like throwing money in the trash can. I figured this is, it's a worthy investment. Now I got a spare. The other harness is still good too, so God forbid this left front fails again, then hey, I got a backup, right? Lesson learned, my mistake. Don't make the same one I did. That's why I'm here, to kind of look like an idiot for you guys, so that you can look like a pro, or more or less better than I did. So now I'm waiting. We'll get the new controller in here soon, and I'll do an install video on that. I'll show you where our battery bank is up here in the front. We've got two batteries. I did a test on those, made sure we were getting proper voltage out of those, and then I also ran some tests here, continuity tests, just to make sure that there wasn't a short in the system anywhere that was actually causing the issue. Again, Lippert will go through everything with you step by step to ensure that you don't miss anything and that you are making the proper diagnosis. And honestly, I called the mobile RV guy and told him what I had done, and they essentially do the same thing. They'll run through that same diagnostic procedure. Some of them will even call Lippert. I've talked to a guy who said he calls Lippert too if he's doubting anything, and they'll run him through the same process that I went through. So as long as you're able to pay attention to detail, you're not afraid to jump in there and tackle it yourself and learn. The more you learn, the less you're gonna have to rely on forking out money to the technicians to fix your rig. And not to take anything away from them, but hey, I want to know and learn as much as I can about my rig so I can take care of it myself. Time is money, right? But yeah, that's where we're at right now with it, and hopefully within the next couple weeks here I'll have that part in. The rig's safe and everything's disconnected for the control module, so it's stabilized, not going anywhere. We're in a safe spot, we're not moving. So that is pretty much it for right now. Sorry about the mess. It's fun living with 5 people in a 42-foot rig. So storage is another variable we have to tackle, and same for y'all. Ensuring that you take what you need and have what you need, and learn how to apply the old school Tetris in storage. But yeah, we'll get back with another video once I get that part. The install shouldn't take more than 10 minutes maybe. 15 tops, just to make sure everything's good to go, and I'll run you through that. I don't think I missed anything really. If you have any questions, if I went too fast, if there's something that you saw, like, hey, what's this, what's that, comment. I'll respond. I'll talk with you, help you out. If you have any other questions too, we haven't dealt with much. Replace the toilet, that wasn't too bad. Dirty, gross job, but yeah, hit me up, ask questions. I'll share what I've learned with you, what I know, and we'll keep going on this journey together. Hopefully be making our way up to Orcas Island here in the near future, pending some other things, other steps in the process, but that's our end game. Get up there and see the San Juans, and that's a whole nother beautiful area to be explored. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Again, sorry about the crappy video and shaky phone, but it's a learning process, right? I'll look like an idiot now so I can look better later. Thanks again for watching, and like and subscribe and comment away, please.